Mistakes managers can avoid when becoming a leader in corporate. Becoming a manager in the corporate world is a big step, but it's also full of potential pitfalls that new managers and not so new managers make. By knowing these mistakes, you can save tons of time in your leadership development journey and create a successful, strong, and motivated team that thrives under your leadership and care. Hi! I am Ruth Valverde. I have held leadership roles in the corporate world for more than 8 years, and I also teach other leaders unleash their maximum potential as leaders. Many of these mistakes I have made them myself, and by sharing this knowledge with you, I hope you can learn from me. Let's dive in. Number 1, not investing in your leadership skills. One of the biggest mistakes you can make is assuming that leadership comes naturally or that it doesn't require ongoing learning. In my career, I've seen so many leaders who never invest in their leadership skills. The result? No one wants to work with them. People fear them or resent them because they have a very limiting way of seeing things. They don't know how to motivate and treat other humans. It can be very detrimental for the organization's health and growth. So, start by setting aside time each week to read books, take courses, or seek out mentorship. By the way, I have an online course for leaders who want to crush their leadership game. Link in the video's description if that's you. Leadership is a skill that needs constant refinement. Think of it like this. Leading and managing other humans is a responsibility with so many nuances. We all have different needs, desires, strengths, and are going through different life stages. Imagine a flashlight without a battery. It's useless, right? The same goes for leadership without understanding human behavior, communication, and having a clear vision. When you invest in learning, you equip yourself with the battery that powers your leadership, allowing you to guide your team effectively and inspire them to achieve great results. Second mistake, not having a mentor. Another common mistake is not having a mentor. A mentor can provide guidance, share their experiences, and help you navigate the challenges of leadership. Without a mentor, you might find yourself making avoidable mistakes. So, seek out a mentor within your organization or industry and schedule regular meetings with them to discuss your challenges and learn from their experiences. Think of your mentor as a GPS for your leadership journey. They've been down the road before and they can help you avoid wrong turns. Mistake 3, not building a network of fellow managers. Leadership can be lonely if you try to do it all on your own. Not having other managers to talk to, vent, and share experiences with can lead to burnout and poor decision making. An actionable tip is to join leadership groups or create a network of fellow managers within your company. These connections can be invaluable for sharing advice and support. I also have a free community for leaders and managers only. You can join if that's you. Link is in the description. Consider these groups as your leadership support group. Having others who understand the unique challenges of management can make all the difference. There are many things you will face that only other leaders will understand. Mistake 4. This is a very common pitfall. Comparing your team member to how you perform when you had their role. This can lead to unrealistic expectations and a lack of empathy. Focus on understanding each team member's strengths and areas for growth rather than expecting them to mirror your past performance. When I became a manager, I was promoted because I was the best performer by far, so I was an asshole. I didn't get why people were so lazy, and I was such a terrible leader that I had to give myself a break to truly study leadership for years prior trying to be a leader again. Think of your team as a diverse group of individuals, each bringing their own unique strengths to the table. Your job is to help them develop, not mold them into another version of yourself. Use their different strengths to make your team richer and full of innovation and unique perspectives. Mistake 5. Treating everyone the same. Treating everyone on your team the same can be a disservice. Not all team members have the same level of performance or motivation. And recognizing this is key to effective leadership. An actionable tip is to tailor your approach based on individual performance and potential. Reward top performers appropriately and address underperformance directly and constructively. Imagine running a race with participants of different skill levels. Giving everyone the same instructions and rewards would neither push top performers to excel nor help the slower runners improve. Your team is the same. Individualized attention can drive better results by far. And this is a mistake many leaders mention me they have made. The result, top performers end up leaving because you're not coaching and managing bad performers properly, and the workload is accumulated unevenly. Mistake 6. Avoiding delegation. Many new managers fall into the trap of trying to do everything themselves, either because they want the recognition or because they don't trust their team to handle the tasks, or maybe they think they are already too busy. This is a quick path to burnout and can definitely stop your team's growth. An actionable tip is to learn to delegate effectively by assigning tasks based on your team's strengths and trust them to get the job done. Remember, your role as a leader is to guide, to coach, and let your team shine. Think of delegation as passing the baton in a relay race. Your job is to ensure that the right person is running each leg of the race, not to try and run the whole thing yourself. Being a manager and a leader means to work together as a team and teach them to be better, but let them do the job. This does not mean you will never roll up your sleeves and work with them. Trust me, it will happen more times than you would like if you have too many junior employees, but that's part of the fun. Mistake 7 is ignoring mental health. Unfortunately, mental health issues are very common nowadays, and failing to understand or address them can have serious consequences. I've made mistakes in the past by not handling these situations with the necessary sensitivity. I once had an employee sharing with me she had depression. So I asked her if she was eating healthy and doing exercise regularly. And then realized that that is the absolutely wrong thing to say to a person that is suffering from depression. I was completely ignorant about the topic and did not know how to manage it properly with the required sensitivity. Always direct the employee to the specialized company resources like office doctor and never remove work from their plate without a medical authorization. If you remove work from their plate, it's a disservice to them as you're labeling them as not capable, while you are giving them kind of a special treatment by removing work without the proper medical guidance. My first reaction was to alleviate her workload. It seemed to me the common sense back then that I was wrong. You have to be very careful with what you say to the person too. You're not a medical professional, so you cannot give them advice. The key thing here is to educate yourself in mental health and always refer employees to special resources like the company's medical support services or whatever available programs you have. Never try to manage mental health issues on your own. Mistake 8, failing to assess your employees properly. To improve productivity and motivation, it's crucial to assess your team's strengths and weaknesses. Without this, you can place them in the roles where they will thrive and excel. Use regular performance reviews, one-on-ones, and self-assessment tools to understand where each team member excels and where they need support. Think of your team as the pieces of a puzzle. Each piece has a place where it fits perfectly. Your job is to find that place. Quick side note, subscribe to this channel to become the best version of a leader you can by learning together about tons of amazing leadership strategies. Mistake 9 is not gaining business acumen. A manager's role isn't just about managing people, it's also about understanding the business. Not gaining acumen about the business is a mistake that can hinder your ability to make informed decisions and lead your team effectively. An actionable tip is to take the time to learn about the company's strategy and goals and how your team's work contributes to the bigger picture. This will help you align your team's efforts with the company's objectives. Imagine leading a ship without understanding navigation. Business acumen is your map, guiding you and your team towards the company's goals. Mistake 10, neglecting career development conversations. Not having career development conversations with your team members can lead to disengagement and turnover. Employees want to know that you care about their growth and future. They are not working for free. It's a transaction. Keep them motivated by helping them grow and reach their next level. An actionable tip is to schedule regular career development meetings with your team members. Discuss their aspirations, provide feedback, and help them map out a path to their next role. Think of yourself as a gardener. Your team members are the plants, and your career development is the nurturing they need to grow and flourish. Mistake 11. Not streamlining operations. Efficiency is key to productivity. If you are not constantly looking for ways to streamline operations, you're likely wasting time and resources. An actionable tip here is to regularly review your team's processes and look for areas where you can eliminate redundancies or improve efficiency. Implement tools and systems that support a streamlined operations. Imagine trying to build a house with outdated tools. Streamlining operations is like upgrading your toolkit. Everything runs smoother and faster. Mistake 12. Missing the right metrics. Without the right metrics in place, you won't be able to measure your team's productivity, performance, or success accurately. This can lead to poor decision making and missed opportunities for improvement. An actionable tip here is to identify key performance indicators that align with your team's goals and the company's objectives. Track these metrics regularly and use the data to guide your decisions. Think of metrics as the dashboard of a car. Without them, you have no way of knowing how fast you are going or if you're out of gas. Mistake 13. Not defining an internal vision. As a leader, you must have your own sub-vision and mission aligned with the company's main vision, but tailored to your team's specific goals and context. Take the time to develop a clear vision for your team. Share it with them and make sure it aligns with the broader company mission. Think of your team as a ship within a fleet. Your internal vision is the course you set, ensuring that your ship sails in the right direction alongside the others, but within your specialization or niche. Mistake 14. Failing to create a microculture. Your company will dictate the overall culture, but as a leader, you create the microculture within your team, even if you don't do it consciously. A microculture will develop, so it's better to shape it intentionally. So what you can do is to identify the values and behaviors that you want to promote within your team. Model these behaviors yourself and encourage your team to adopt them. You must explain them the rationale behind why you want them to adopt these values and why these behaviors will enable them to win. And then constantly repeat and role model the behaviors you want to see by appreciating people's actions that showcase those values and repeating the values that you all must exhibit to meet the goals of the team. For example, let's imagine we have here this fictional company, ABC company. Their values are customer first, driven results, and agility. The treasury department at ABC created a culture where they are applying more precise values derived from the top ones, but these particular values will enable them to meet their goals like precision, accountability, and innovation, perfectly aligned with the larger goals of the company while enabling this unique team to deliver the results they must offer. Mistake 15. Not giving clear expectations. Clear expectations are essential for team success. Without them, your team will be directionless and unmotivated. An actionable tip is to communicate your expectations clearly and consistently. Repeat them as often as needed and make sure everyone understands their goals, directions, and priorities. Think of your expectations as the blueprint for a project. Without clear instructions, your team won't know what they are building or how to do it. And you must remind them all the time so they focus on the right things and not just get busy. Mistake 16. Neglecting your communication skills as a leader. You represent your team. Your level of communication mastery will determine how people perceive your competence. You may be very competent, but if you don't know how to express yourself, no one will know your real value. An actionable tip here is work on improving your communication skills. Practice public speaking, active listening, and clear writing. Seek feedback on your communication and continuously improve. Imagine trying to sell a great product with a confusing ad campaign. Even the best product won't sell if people don't understand its value. Your communication skills are the ad campaign for your leadership, and honestly, for everything else. Communication is foundational in your career. Mistake 17. Not crafting your brand thoughtfully. We all have a personal brand, whether we realize it or not. If you don't craft your brand thoughtfully, you might send mixed messages about who you are as a leader. So what I suggest you to do is to define what you want people to say about you and act accordingly. Align your actions with the image you want to project. If you want to be seen as approachable and friendly, but you enter every meeting with a stern face, you're sending the wrong message. Be intentional about how you present yourself. Being a manager in the corporate world is challenging, but avoiding these common mistakes, you can set yourself up for success. Invest in your leadership skills, seek out mentors, build a strong network, and always strive to improve. Your team's success is your success. So lead with intention, clarity, and care. Share in the comments your common mistakes. See you around.